See everybody. Let's do this.
After having this string of games to start the conference where teams were a little bit more methodical, moving the ball and trying to force you in the half court, did it feel like UCF was speeding you up a little more than you were prepared?
I don't know if not that we weren't prepared for it, but they do a great job, being aggressive. I mean, they're relentless, and I was really impressed just with, just not only their relentlessness with the pace, but of driving, of asserting their will and trying to get to the paint, and then on the glass. That they did a great job, and they're a tough out. I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and when you have a game, like they did at home against Kansas, Coach Dawkins is a great coach. I'm sure he's been on those guys, and they've responded. So they gave great effort today, and they're definitely a formidable opponent, and we were fortunate to come out on top.
Can you talk about your balance? Good balance from a lot of different.
Yeah, I mean, good balance. I mean, there are so many positives today, and listen, I'm trying to hone in on those because obviously I'm upset with how dumb we played, and I mean, there's no other way to put it. We were dumb. Our fundamentals were poor. Our late game execution was poor, and it's just not acceptable. And hey, I love the result, and I told the staff, if and the players, if somebody would have told me. When we got back to Tucson after the UCLA debacle, that would be 4-0 in conference, I probably wouldn't have believed you. So I love where we're at, but I'm also going to fight for where we're going. And Arizona basketball does not play dumb at the end of a game. And we just weren't good enough. We weren't good enough at the end of the game, and just kind of whether it's disrespecting the game or getting casual, whatever you want to call it, we've got to be better. And those guys that are playing heavy minutes, they've got to be better at the end of a game. They have to be better. There's no other way to put it. And I can try to put them in better positions, and maybe the best position might be off the court. Some of those situations. So those are conversations we're going to have, and because winning's important, and we need to value those opportunities, and we just didn't today.
About the first half, you had that 14-point lead in that Washington.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. I mean, we come out and get off to a great start. I thought our energy was good. I thought the defense was okay. Offensively, I thought we were clicking. And then, it's like we get a little bit of a lead, and you go back, and if you watch possession by possession, it's just like, are we really making the best play for the team? And we've been, guys, when we've struggled this year, we haven't made the best play for the team. When we've been good, we've made the best play for the team. It's really not complicated. And I think that's probably almost all teams across the board. So we got to be better. We got to be better in those moments. We got to be better in that first half. Not that I expect a 14-point lead to turn to 28, to turn to 56. I don't expect that. But I expect it to be better. And we weren't better. But we responded. We found a way. We won a tough conference game at home against a formidable opponent, for sure.
Nonchalant, or
it's being nonchalant, maybe a little bit selfish. Like those moments. Like, hey, we're up. Maybe this is a great opportunity for me to do something. And we don't need to be a me program. We need to be an us program.
Harking on the point, but is there a similar theme through all four games that have kind of stuck out? The UCLA run, Cincinnati run, in terms of.
Well, I mean, hey, you're playing high-level games now against high-level teams. Like I said, the leads don't exponentially grow. Teams are going to cut back into them. So I think the common theme is your opponents are really good, and you need to respect their opponents. Now you build a lead, so you must be pretty good to build a lead on a good team. Now respect it. How do you handle it? And I don't need the lead to grow from 14 to 20, but I don't need it to go from 14 to 0. And so that's where we got to get better. I mean, you got to get better possession by possession because they all add up. All these possessions add up. So, it's something we've talked a lot about and worked on, and that's why I was a little bit frustrated tonight. I just didn't think we did a great job of seizing the opportunity and seizing the moment. And, hey, it's a teaching moment for us, and you know what? I do love teaching after a win. I will admit that.
Well, some of it just, like you were saying a little bit yesterday, things are going pretty well. You won those 2 games on the trip, and you get up 14 early. Is it, easy to sit back and maybe relax?
I mean, maybe. It's not easy for me, but maybe some of the players have that. They need to figure that out. I mean, they need to be mature competitors. A mature competitor understands you're in a really tough conference. It's a 20-game grind. Every game matters. Every win matters. At the end of the season, teams are going to finish how many teams are in the conference? 16. 1 to 16. And every team's going to be able to go back and look at that table and say, man, if we would just played a little better in game 3, we would be a this seed instead of a that seed. So the stuff matters. It matters. It matters now. And it's not about an individual player, it's about the team. So that's where we gotta double down on. It's about the team. And every one of these games matters. It's great to be 4-0, but you know what? 4-0 could also be 4 and end up 4-16 if you don't handle it the right way. So we got to handle it the right way.
Their offensive rebounding, was that part of it too, maybe on your
They kicked our ass on the glass. Kicked our ass. I don't know. They kicked our ass. Relentless. I got to go back and watch the film. I heard there were some good blockouts, but when the assistant coaches are telling you there's some good blockouts, that means there's a lot of really bad blockouts and a few good ones stuck out. So it stood out. So we got to get better. And some of these guys playing heavy minutes, that's their job. They don't get to just do what they want to do. Okay, shoot shots they want to shoot, dribble the ball when they want to dribble it, and not rebound. It's not how it works. Not on good teams. So we got to figure that out.
Had a pretty good run there today.
Who did?
In terms of, Del Orso. Sorry.
Yeah.
In the second half, he had some big buckets. It seemed like he was a little bit more fired up than usual. Was there anything to that?
Well, he's fiery, but he's still finding his way and figuring it out. So, ever since we started him, it's not like he's played great, but our team's played pretty good. So there's probably something to that. KJ's played really good in his role, so I feel good about that. Carter's played good in his role, so I feel like good how the pieces are fitting together. And I knew it's only a matter of time till Delhi steps up and has some moments like that. And we want him hunting shots. We want him being aggressive because he's a great shooter, and he's a good offensive player. Now, the one thing I do want from him, I want him to get the ball out of his hand a little bit quicker. Some of these pick and rolls, maybe 1 or 2 dribbles too many. And, he's a guy that could be a great little dime dropper to kind of initiates our action and gets our flow going. So we need to get better at that with him.
See any reason why he seems to do more of this in the second half? His scoring and just that.
I mean, I don't see any reason. That'd be a great question to ask. I don't know. I mean, eventually I hope he gets comfortable. And if you're starting, let's do that before the first media timeout sometimes and see what happens. And that's the opportunity he's getting right now. And hopefully it's only a matter of time until he does that.
Rebounding that you talked about, your bigs went 10 for 15, I think, combined. Just your thoughts on their combination.
They're really coming together. And you're right, it's the combination. And that's how I really look at it. It's like a collective of, you got these 4 guys playing, 2 guys playing the 4, 2 guys playing the 5, and they're being really productive. And that's always been an advantage for us. And it might not be one guy, getting all the glory. It might be a group. And tonight, I thought as a group, those bigs were really productive. I thought Tobe played really well to start, and this was kind of solid in his runs in the game. I thought Henry had some great moments in the game. I thought Carter had, some better moments in the second half. First half wasn't quite as good, So you can't assume because you're playing better the last couple games that you're going to come out and play great. Like, you got to fight for it, and he fought for it a little more in the second half. And then, Trey had a solid night. I think he had a couple of shots rim out, that just really, doesn't happen for him often. But he also had some really good moments. So our 4s and 5s were really impactful as a group for sure.
Caleb gave you a little bit of everything tonight. Was he locked in, or are you still seeing?
Caleb was great to start. Was not good enough at the end. Whether it's shot selection or dribbling up the sideline against a trap. Caleb's played college basketball for 5 years. He knows better than that. Falling down, okay, this stuff shouldn't happen. I'm counting on this guy to be like an All-American level player. And I love Caleb, and I've given him a lot. He's got to be better. This is bottom line. He's got to be better.
I mean, you won a lot here, given all the things you're saying, a lot here. How many times, and you probably haven't counted on your hand, have you been able to get this loud or whatever you want to use the word in a win? Because
I don't know.
You like doing this. Obviously, coaches love doing
listen,
this.
I'm fighting for our season. Point blank, right? I mean, you guys have been all the ones knowing how we've been playing. You guys have been making all the comments. But you know what? I'm behind the curtain. I'm fighting. I'm fighting for these guys. I'm fighting for our team. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because you know what? I haven't been sugarcoating it with them. If you think I'm telling you stuff right now that they haven't heard, you're crazy. They know. They know where we're at, and they know where we want to go. And if we want to go where we want to go, we've got to get better.
You know, teams will pick up certain weaknesses, and obviously UCF tried to press you guys a little bit towards the end. How did you feel? I know it didn't go as ideal as you would like it, but, you know, in terms of learning, was there a lot to take away?
Oh my God. There's going to be a lot to learn. But here's the deal. We've already learned the lesson. And we fell back into it. So that was stupid. And that's it. We've learned the lesson. We've had the ball taken from us. We haven't played smart. And then we got better at it. And we've been working on that stuff every single day. We've been working on jump stops and pivots every single day. We work on situations every single day. We work on early shot clock, late shot clock every single day. So be better. Be better. And you know what? As coaches, we've got to be better. We own this too. We're in the fight with the players. This isn't a coach talking down to players. We're all in this together. And we're fighting to have a great season. And you know what? We're back on track. We're back on track. We're right where we want to be. We're right where we should be. Now, go try to fight to be great. You got to fight to be great. The stuff just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. And I think sometimes, because guys come to Arizona and put Arizona on their chest, they think it just happens. It doesn't happen. You have to fight for it. Love you guys.